Here's some advanced image editing and creation secrets in ChatGPT that you might not know about. And a lot of these work for other AIs as well, like Google Gemini or Claude. So it doesn't matter which one you use, you can do something similar. So the first one is having the AI describe the image for you in great detail. So you can use that as a prompt to create a new version of that image. So I'm going to click on the plus icon and then choose Add Photos and Files. I'm going to pick this one right here. 1950s Cadillac. So I'm saying, please describe this image in great detail and create a prompt that will create this image in AI image generators. And go. Now the AI is going to look at the image, try to understand the image, and create a prompt for us. This first part was all just describing the image, and now it's creating the prompt. There's the prompt right here. It's giving us optional add-ons as well for Midjourney, for SDXL, negative prompts, which tell you or tell the AI to not do specific things like cartoons, illustrations, CGI in this case. And if you like, I can also create a cinematic version, this version, that version, that version. That's all fine. We are going to just copy this prompt and let's make a new chat. Let's create an image. Let's just paste this in and see how well it does. So in the first one, we just gave it an image and said, basically analyze this and create a prompt. And now we're just using the prompt that it created to see what kind of image it creates. It's not going to be the exact same image, but it should be fairly similar, and we'll see. I'd say it's pretty similar. Let's pull up the example image. That's it right there. So this is the original on the right, this is the example on the left, and the one on the left looks way better. I'm sorry, it just looks better. It took some design liberties, like the wheel well here. It designed differently than this one here. If you want it to perfectly match your exact image and style of the car, you gotta do a bit of tweaking. But as far as like the imagery goes and just the look of the image, this one looks way better. Got a crowd in the back, little hot dog stand. The crowd here is, it's fine, but it looks pretty sparse. Here it looks like a real event going on. And that looks pretty cool. And now we get to the value of this prompt. So clearly you can create the image pretty close to what the original was. Now we're going to take this prompt and we're going to edit it. This is the value of having AI analyze an image and create a highly detailed prompt because you can go through and edit it in a lot of different ways. Let's try this out. Let's copy this, go to a new chat, paste it in, read through it. Ultra realistic photograph looks good. 1950s cherry red Cadillac with a white roof, white wall tires, heavy chrome detailing. That all sounds good. Front 3/4 angle at the street level. Let's do front 3/4 angle 6 feet above the street. You know what? Let's make that 20 feet. Car has rally badges mounted on the grille. Let's change that to military badges. Auxiliary rally lights, chrome bumpers, a visible bat symbol on the front bumper. License plate reads Batman. Paint is glossy and reflective. Car is parked on a paved street at a rally event. No, car is parked on a dock with the New York skyline behind it. Let's delete the rest of this, describing the environment. New York City skyline behind it. And I'm going to add an image. I'm just going to select all this and copy it to make sure I save those edits. I'm going to add a photo of the New York skyline. Let's add that right there. So now the car is going to be parked on a dock with the New York City skyline behind it. Make it look like the attached image. Sometimes even put the image name, the file name. The file name is nyskyline.jpg. Okay, soft natural daylight, little hazy atmosphere, midsummer morning. Documentary style, sharp focus, slightly blurred background, 50mm lens, all that's fine. This is just describing the type of image and camera used. You can change all these things if you want, but I think those are pretty good. Let's hit go and see what happens. See if we get a cool looking cherry red Cadillac with a white roof with some Batman symbols and military placards with New York City in the background. And on top of all that, make it look real. Let's see what happens. Looks like the cherry red is coming through. And here's that arrow I was referring to in a previous video. We're so sorry, but the image created may violate our guardrails concerning similarity to third-party content. I don't know. I guess the New York City skyline, maybe some stock photo sites. I used the free version that I found on the internet, but maybe it looks too similar to a stock photo. So that's great. Luckily, there's a way around this. I'm going to copy this to my clipboard just to make sure I have it. Start a new chat. Do the same thing we did earlier with the car, where a chat describes the car. we're going to describe the New York City skyline and then add that to the prompt to generate the car. So add the New York skyline. I'm saying, please describe this image in great detail and then create a prompt that I can use in AI image generators. And I've been using instant for my model. I'm going to change it to thinking for longer and better answers and see if it's better. I'm just going to add in, this is the New York City skyline, just to give it some context. And now let's see what it generates for a prompt. Just like before, it created a description of the image for itself and for our own benefit. And then it created the prompt right here and a negative prompt. And we already have our prompt that we used to, or try to create the previous image with the cherry red Cadillac. I'm going to paste that prompt in here now. And instead of us trying to combine these two, I'm going to have AI combine them. So I'm saying, here's a prompt for an image I want to have you generate. Please replace what's in quotations with the prompt you just created for the New York City skyline. So if you recall, we had a short segment here that was for our location, which is right here. I'm going to keep the cars parked on the dock and basically erase this part. And in square brackets, I'll say NYC skyline prompt, and I'll copy this and I'll put it in here between those quotes. Now, hopefully ChatGPT is going to understand and keep our prompt as it is and just add in this prompt to this one and make one big long prompt, which you can do manually, but it's way easier just to have Chat do it. Looks pretty good so far. It just added in this huge part for the skyline. And now we're going to use this to create a new image, and this should not be flagged by that error we got earlier because it's just describing New York City skyline. It's not, I didn't upload an image that I thought was similar to something else. So hopefully it'll work. It should. Let's paste that prompt in here. At the very top, I'm going to say, please create an ultra realistic photograph. And because you said create an ultra realistic photograph, it should automatically default to creating an image. You shouldn't have to select anything else down here. Hit go, and let's see what it creates. Looks not so bad so far. The skyline is not quite the same as the one that we had on our image, but I think it might be good enough. And that looks pretty sweet. That buoy right there, that's in the prompt. It says a small green buoy and a couple small white ferry boats. I don't see the ferry boats, but I see the buoy. Oh, I guess the ferry boats are right back there. But if we don't want that buoy there, just click on the image, choose select area, click on it, so highlights in blue, and say, please remove this buoy, or remove whatever else that you want to remove. It doesn't have to just be that buoy, it can be anything. Let's go. We got that error again. Because we're removing a buoy, it thinks there's similarity to third-party content. That's super annoying. But it happens a lot. Even though this one worked and all we're asking you to do is remove that, I don't see why this one passes guidelines and then this request doesn't. But it's something we have to deal with. You could try using this prompt in a different AI like Grok. Grok doesn't seem to have any guardrails, so it'll probably make the image no problem for you. But if you can be okay with that buoy there, or use a separate AI tool to remove that, this is a pretty cool image. And that's how you can combine images effectively. If you just upload the pictures, you might get errors saying this is copywritten or whatever, too similar to third-party content. If you try to describe it in your own words, it might not be accurate enough for the AI to get a good representation. So uploading an image to the AI, or multiple, having it describe them, and then combining those prompts to create one image is really powerful. And it can be tedious, and it can be painful to get the exact image that you have in your head onto the screen and have AI create it. But the more detailed your prompt, the more often you do it, the closer you're going to get to the image that you want to have. And then once the image is really close to what you want, click on it, use the select area, and select areas that you want to change. In this case, it didn't work because it said too similar to third-party stuff. But you can also add a prompt down here if you want without selecting anything. You could say, make the sky dark and gloomy and thundery. Make it nighttime. Change the car color to green. Whatever you can think of to edit this image, you can do it that way as well. So our goal is to use images, have AI describe them and create a prompt, get that prompt to create images that are really close to what we want, and then we can use these other tools to fine-tune them, the select area tool and the prompt box down here that applies specifically to this image. And eventually you're going to create really impressive images, and the ones that you were picturing in your mind, because eventually you will get the AI there as long as you describe it well enough and help the AI understand well enough what you want. If you got value from this video, make sure you like and subscribe. Then check out this playlist right here, which is all about learning ChatGPT. Because if you haven't learned it yet, now's the time. Check out that playlist and I'll see you there.